If you're watching this, chances are you're feeling a lack of purpose in your life. In this video, I'm going to show you how I personally found a sense of purpose in this modern, confusing world and how you can as well. Purpose can be a confusing thing. Even people who seem to have it all together, a house, a family, car, job, success, still often feel like they're missing something. You might also be feeling similar, thinking something like, what's the point of my life? There must be more than this. I have nothing inspiring to work towards. You feel unfulfilled, unmotivated, apathetic. I personally believe that a sense of purpose comes from something that we humans all universally crave, a sense of contribution to something larger than ourselves. So who am I to be talking about purpose? Personally, I began to feel a sense of lack of purpose about 2 months ago when I achieved all of the personal goals that I had set out for myself. Since graduating college at 22, I had my mindset on my dream life. Dream girlfriend, traveling the world together, making money online. And that was the dream that consumed me for the last 7 years, and it was a meaningful goal for me to pursue, which gave me a huge sense of purpose. And I achieved it. And just 2 months ago, me and my girlfriend moved to Barcelona, which for me marked the mountaintop, the culmination of the journey. And just 1 week into Barcelona, I began to feel unsatisfied, unfulfilled, empty. What do I work towards now? What's the point of my life? What do I even do with myself? These thoughts filled my head. Not only did I feel lost, I was unmotivated, low energy, and borderline depressed. Some days I didn't even want to get out of bed. In this void, I tumbled around for about 3 weeks before finally finding some kind of solid footing. During these 3 weeks, I realized that I'm not alone in feeling this way, feeling lost and without a purpose. This feeling is super common among people who retire from their jobs or entrepreneurs who sell their companies. Also amongst athletes who retire or got injured and then entered the normal world, or military people who now return to the civilian world. And last but not least, this is super common amongst the vast majority of people who have a job, a house, a family, all the things you could want on paper, but they still feel like their soul yearns for something more. These are all people who lack something meaningful to work towards in their lives. They may have money, success, and a bunch of free time, but it still feels empty. So I began wondering, what is purpose? What is this thing that we all feel like is missing? A framework that I personally use a lot when trying to decode when I feel off is, what did tribal humans do? This is because our brains and bodies are still those of tribal, primitive humans from thousands of years ago. We're basically advanced cavemen, living with technology and lifestyles that far exceed the evolution of our biology. For example, we eat way more sugar nowadays than our ancestors did, which is why we have so much obesity and diabetes. We also sit way more than our ancestors did, who were used to all day being out and about on their feet hunting. And that's why we feel a slew of problems like back pain, sluggishness, low energy, and even depression. So in this case, I thought, how did purpose fit into life amongst our ancestors? And the answer came immediately. Our ancestors lived in tribes of 30 to 100, and each person had a purpose. If Johnny was gifted athletically, he became the hunter. If Sally was gifted with food, she became the cook. Each person was given a unique role within the tribe based on their unique natural abilities, or what I would call your divine gift. And thus, each person in the tribe literally had a purpose, a reason for them being there. Their existence and contribution mattered to the tribe. So of course they felt a sense of purpose because their work mattered. Their work had value. It wasn't just to pay the bills or take care of themselves. It was literally to uphold the survival and thriving of the entire tribe. And that's when it clicked for me. There are two key components to having a sense of purpose. First, a person's natural gifts. And second, contributing to the whole. So we can create a formula that says purpose equals your natural gift plus contributing it to the whole. Why a natural gift? Well, it's special to you. It's unique. Only you have this. And why contribution to the whole? Well, that's where your work becomes valued beyond just paying the bills for yourself. It becomes valuable, important, crucial to the entire community. If only you have this gift and the tribe needs it in order to thrive, can you imagine the sense of purpose that each person in the tribe felt? That's why you see in the modern world, a lot of people go volunteer at their church, for example, because it gives them a sense that their work, their input, matters to something greater than them. This is why you see retired parents often volunteering at their children's schools, because it gives them a sense that their contributions matter to someone else, to a tribe that's greater than themselves. And everybody talks about wanting a job where they can actually make a difference in the world. But most of us just end up with, at best, a job that pays the bills, and at worst, coworkers that we hate, bosses that we hate, and a company whose mission we don't feel aligned with at all. With this line of reasoning, I concluded that a sense of purpose is actually an evolutionary adaptation. It was literally crucial to the survival and thriving of tribes back then. And now that we are so far removed from tribal life, this lingering feeling of something missing is our soul craving for contribution to something greater than us, because in a way, it is actually evolutionarily, biologically wired into us to desire to contribute in this way. If you're enjoying this video so far, please go ahead and subscribe. It really helps me to grow the channel, which in turn allows me to make even better future videos for you. So if we conclude that a sense of purpose comes about when one takes their natural divine gifts and contributes it to something larger than themselves, then how do we go about implementing this in our daily lives? I've come up with 2 concrete steps that you can immediately apply to start gaining a sense of purpose in your life right now. Following our formula of purpose equals unique gift plus contribution to others, clearly the first step is discovering your unique gift. Here are some questions that you can use. What's something that's always come easily to me? What do I do naturally well that others seem to struggle with? What do I find myself attracted to doing in my free time? What skills do I love applying, even if I don't earn money doing so? For me, a few of my natural gifts include speaking, listening, coaching, and breaking down very complex topics into very digestible small steps, which is what I'm doing in this video. I encourage you to dig deep with this one. You may say, well, my natural gift is basketball. Well, that's very surface level and very precarious because that can be taken away from you by an injury at any time. So let's dig a little deeper, right? In the context of basketball, what makes it come so easily to you? Is it your discipline, floor vision, leadership, ability to lift up your team? What is the thing, the trait, the core essence that makes you so good at basketball? These are the core essences of your unique gift that are much closer to the truth and can't be taken away from you. And in the case that basketball is taken away from you, you can still use these natural gifts in other contexts. Like if you thrive as a leader, you can transition into helping businesses with leadership. Or if you thrive on discipline, you could become a mindset coach or a personal trainer. Also, don't feel bad if you think your unique gift is something weird. You could be really uniquely gifted at video games or knitting. Well, dig a little deeper. What is it that makes you so good at video games? Is it problem solving, thinking outside the box, your competitive spirit? What makes you really good at knitting? Is it being really good with your hands, having a great imagination, being really creative? All of these things are much closer to the core truth of your natural abilities. And you can deliver these gifts to the world in the format of just knitting or video games. Or you can deliver them in a different way. If you're great at problem solving, then maybe you'll love business consulting. Or if you're really creative, you may thrive in advertising or graphic design. So what are your divine God-given gifts? Remember to go beyond the surface. Next, once you have that down, the next step is to ask yourself, who could benefit from this gift? This could be just your local community, to your workplace, or to society as a whole. The largeness doesn't matter. And most of the time, it's way easier to start small. Let's say you discover that your unique gift is leadership. So you volunteer at your kid's school, helping 16, 17-year-olds, maybe on the student council team, to learn how to lead better. Then in parallel, at work, you come across an opportunity to help train the leaders of another division of your company. Soon, you've developed your own frameworks and philosophies on leadership. You begin sharing them on LinkedIn, and you start attracting private clients, and other companies start asking you to come train their entire company on leadership. Planting a small seed at home is the best way to let it sprout into a big, thriving tree. And from the very moment that you help even one other person with your unique gift that they need the help with, you're gonna start feeling that sense of purpose, that magical, wow, this is fulfilling. So now that you know what purpose is and the two key components that are necessary to create a sense of purpose in your life, where do we go from here? Well, some people may not feel very fulfilled just volunteering part-time at their kid's school. They may want to make it a full-time career. Others may feel completely filled to the brim just volunteering in their local communities. And yet others may feel completely filled in their heart just contributing their gift to their immediate family. Again, the size doesn't matter. You just have to find the golden combination that works for you. But the important thing is to start small and start now. You're not gonna immediately discover your gift overnight and then find a bunch of people to start giving it to, and then your life is just gonna feel amazing thereafter. You're gonna have to build it brick by brick. The last point I'll make in this video is that I believe that purpose oftentimes can start out being very self-centered, but gradually over time, it grows to become more oriented around service to others. For me personally, the things that gave me a sense of purpose early on in the last 7 years were making money online, getting better with women, and traveling the world. But as these things got checked off one by one, it became less and less fulfilling to try to do more things for myself and more fulfilling to be in service towards others. So my point is, don't feel bad if right now you feel motivated and a sense of purpose from trying to get your dream career or trying to get into your dream school. You're not selfish, that's just a normal part of the journey. And my last caveat is, this framework for creating purpose in life comes from my personal experience. It may work for you, it may not. Or maybe some parts of it will work for you and other parts you discard. I encourage you to use this framework as a starting point for you to then experiment and find out what works to give you the sense of purpose that you're looking for. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and like and subscribe. It really helps this channel grow, which in turn allows me to make even better videos for you going forward. I'll see you in the next video.